Hi readers, welcome to session 7 of reading. Now for this session you're going to need a notebook and a pencil along with the device that you're using. So pause this video and get ready for this session. So readers, here today with me I have my very good friend Ada. Ada, why don't you say hi to our garden gators?
Hi, Gators.
So readers, Ada really loves to read, but you know what? She also wants to become a really good reader. So let's help her. What do you say, Ada? Would you like to become a really good reader?
Yes, please.
So readers, you have been reading on your topics a lot and looking at different books, and you've kind of become experts on them. So the next time you meet, you're actually going to debate on those topics. So you know that when you read, to get expertise, you should read from a lot of different sources. Now, Ada, I see that you're reading a book and you're trying to form an opinion. Could you tell us what your opinion is about the topic that you're reading?
I just read this book and I don't agree. What about?
But hold on, Ada. Did you really understand what the book said?
They did say a lot of things. I think I should summarize what I read so I really know what it's telling me.
You got it, Ada. So, readers, to write a strong summary, you should 1. Figure out what to include and what not to include. 2. How to reorganize information. And 3. Most importantly, how to say something in your own words. That's hard, right? So let's practice. Today, I want to teach you that when readers summarize, they use their own words without changing the meaning of the text. Now, you know that in all arguments, there is a main idea and there are supporting details. Now, I'm going to read a text and you listen for the big claim or the central idea and what supporting details it gives. And so while I read my copy of Should Schools Serve Chocolate Milk, why don't you go to your classroom assignment and open up that article from your classroom attachment and then read it yourself. While you're reading, ask yourself, what is the central idea? Also, what are the details that support the central idea? And then I would like you to note down the key phrases in your notebook. So remember, you're supposed to note down 3 things. Number 1, you're supposed to note down what is the central idea of that text. Number 2, you're supposed to note down the key ideas or the supporting ideas that support your central idea. Okay? And then you're supposed to note down the key phrases that tell you what those supporting details are. All right? So go ahead, do that and come back for the next part of the lesson. So you're back. Okay, let's discuss what you found. I think the central idea that I found is this. I think that in this article, a principal explains why chocolate milk should be served in school. Okay, Ada, let's find some supporting details. You read the article with me. Do you think you found any supporting details there?
It says chocolate milk is as healthy as regular milk.
But does it really? It says that it has the same vitamins and minerals as regular milk, but it doesn't say that it is healthy in so many words. So, do you think that we can change the meaning of the text? We shouldn't do that.
Oh, I see what you mean. I agree with you. I shouldn't assume things. I should try and find exactly what the author is trying to say. Oh, I have some other reasons that I found. If chocolate milk is not served, children may not drink any milk and may lose those nutrients. Also, children should be able to make their own choices.
You're right, Ada. Let's list those down on our chart. Okay, so we have the author's central idea and the main ideas to support that central idea. So now let's try and write a summary. So when you give reasons to support your central idea, remember that you want to start your sentences with transition phrases. Something like, she argues that, or she points out that, or also you could start with, she concludes her argument by. Now I want you to pause this video and write your summary in your notebook in about 3 to 4 sentences. And then when we come back, Ada and I are going to share what Ada wrote as his summary. Ada, are you ready to read your summary now to the kids?
This is my summary. In this article, a school principal explains why she thinks chocolate milk should be served in schools. She argues that chocolate milk has the same nutrients as plain milk. In addition, she argues that if chocolate milk is not served, then children may not drink any milk and may lose out on those nutrients. She concludes her argument by saying that children should get to make their own food choices.
Readers, did you see how Ada started by repeating the central idea in her own words and then explained the idea by supporting it with the main ideas? She also used transition phrases, if you notice that, and she linked the parts of her summary with those. She tried her best to stay true to the author's original idea and the meaning. That means that she really understands the text and what the text is saying. That is an important point to add to the chart. How to research deeply. So here is the chart, and I have added the point along with the other points that we learned previously. So it says that be sure to understand what each text is saying and how it fits into the argument by summarizing. So make sure that you summarize in your own words without changing the author's meaning.
But Mrs. Dange, I have a question. How do I summarize if the article is laying out 2 points of view?
You have a really good point there, Ada. Let's read over your article and find out what your article says so that we can decide on how to summarize it. So Ada and I read his text and we went over how we can summarize his text. Ada, would you like to share what we did?
Yes, here it is. In the article, Should Orcas Be Banned? The author explains the proposal for a law banning orca shows in California and describes arguments against and for orca shows. The arguments against orca shoes are that being confined is bad for the killer whales and can lead to their becoming bored and depressed and aggressive. The argument for orca shoes are that they inspire people to care more about marine life, as well as allow the park scientists to study the whales and learn more about them. And it raises money for conservation efforts.
Very good, Ada. Now, could you tell the boys and girls what they need to remember?
Okay, so I need to remember that there will be one central idea in a text, but there will be many main ideas to support that central idea. And I also know now that I need to summarize to understand the text, but I should not be changing the meaning of what the author is really trying to say.
That was great work, Ada. Now, readers, it is your turn to go read your texts on your topics on Newsella or Epic. Make sure to work on understanding it fully by thinking what seems to be the most important to understand the big idea of this text. In the next reading session, your reading club will be debating on your topics and you need to understand your text deeply. Summarizing is one way to do it. So today, after reading your text, you will be choosing one text and writing a summary of that text. So in your classroom document, make sure that you write your summary and then share it with me so that I can look at it and I can help you out. All right? Off you go, readers.